welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Oline, and today I'm filming with my son in the room since I am at home alone with him right now, so I'm sorry if that's a bit interrupting. But this week I really want to do a week of knitting vlog. I really like to do that to show what I'm knitting on in real time and how I get in my knitting time. And to just kind of be able to speak about the projects as I'm working on them. Things to film because it reminds me to just capture everyday moments, and I also love to watch when other people do it, and I love to have them to be able to look back on them as we've gone through different seasons. My son has been growing up, we've moved through summer, fall, winter, and now I really wanted to capture Advent, what we do during Advent. So I thought it would be really fun to do a week of knitting. I'm filming this a bit late in the day, so the day has already started and we're already done a bit, so I'm going to pop this in at the start to kind of say hello, and then I'll pop back in later to show what I'm knitting on and talk a bit about that. Hi again, you've probably seen a bit of what I'm working on, at least you've seen kind of one project, so I'll talk about that last, but I'll just start to show you projects and my plans for them for the week. Hei Alexander! Ja, du pusler. This is the first project. I hope it's not too interruptive with my son in the background. This is my first project. This is the Sophie scarf by Petiteknit, and I'm knitting it up in Louisiana yarns in Mana. It's 100% hand painted pure mulberry silk, and it's absolutely lovely to work with. I love the silk aspect of it, and I am absolutely in love with this color. So I have not been working on this the last week at all, really. I think the last time I worked on this was Friday, and it's Thursday today, so it's been a week. But this is my small little project when I just need something to clear my mind, so I have it, and I always keep it near to me when I'm working because I love this color. So I just sit and watch this color and look at it because I'm absolutely in love with it. It's called Celestial. I absolutely love this color, and I'm so excited to clear some of the projects I'm working on so I can get back to this, because I am so excited to work on it and to be able to wear it. So hopefully I'll be able to finish this week, but this is kind of my mindless project, so this only gets worked on when I need like a mindless project. And then I have another project that I haven't really worked on for a week. My week has been really dominated by one quite large project, and that's the Louisiana sweater, and this is going to be a Christmas gift, so I need to get going on those. This is knit up in 2 strands of Drops Air in the off-white color, I think. It's either white or off-white, but I think it's off-white. As you can see, I am done with the body, cast that off, so I just have the sleeves left to do, so that should be quite quick because there are no decreases along the sleeves, so I can knit this on 40 centimeter circulars just in the round until I hit my desired lengths and then do the cuff. So that is going to be great. I just need... Again, this has been put on the back burner because I'm working on a large project that I really wanted out of the way, but I'm hoping to finish that project today, and then this will be next in line as a priority. But there's not a lot more exciting to say about this now because it has just been on the back burner. But my most exciting project, and what I've been working on all week, like tirelessly, in the night, in the day, whenever I have the chance, is this April cardigan. And I started on it quite recently. It's super hard to show because it's in all black. I think the only thing you maybe be able to see is all the cat and dog hairs, because knitting in black with a cat and a dog and a toddler is quite a mess, and I just haven't bothered cleaning up all the hairs as I'm knitting, because I would just get new ones. So I'm going to do it when I'm done. But I am on the April cardigan. I've gotten as far as I am doing the Italian bind off on the body, and I thought I would be done by the time I was filming this, but I got so tired while doing it that I had a little nap actually while I had a chance when I wasn't home alone. So I still have this much left to do Italian bind off on, and then I only have to do the button band, so hopefully that will be done today, and hopefully during the daytime, because knitting with black yarn in the night or when the sun isn't like shining directly at the project is so tiring. I've been sitting around with a headlamp just trying to see the stitches. You can barely see when it goes from regular stockinette into ribbing, because it's so hard to see anything really when it is in black. But I think this is going to be a great staple. I have been wanting a black April cardigan and I've kind of been putting it off, but this week I just was like, no time is like the present, let's get it done. And since I decided, I've just been knitting on this tirelessly. I can't exactly remember the date of which I started on this, but I can put it on screen. So it has been making quite quick progress, but it's definitely taken a lot of time and taken all of the time away from all of my other projects. But I'm super excited for it to be done and become a staple in my wardrobe. And I think I'm going to do maybe a video comparing this April cardigan to my first April cardigan, because my first April cardigan was the first ever pattern I followed when I started back up knitting about 3 or 4 years ago now. So I thought it would be really fun to see all the difference all that time and all that knitting has done. So let me know if you would want that. Now I'm just really excited to finish this, doing a bit of Italian binding up just as I sit here. But those are my 3 active projects, even though only one of them really is active. Alexander. But I have a few other plans as well. I'm really hoping to visit my mom to be able to steal some of her yarn. I know she has a bit of red baby merino. I know she has a bit of red baby merino, and I really want to snag that and knit myself a red December bow. I think that would be really pretty, just to wear during December or maybe Christmas Eve. I really want to do that. And I also want to turn my scrap yarn. I have a full basket of it. This is absolutely filled to the brim. I want to take a look at this and turn as much as possible of it into Christmas tree ornaments, because we haven't had a tree before, and we have a cat and a dog that doesn't get along super great, and also a toddler. So I thought, if we're gonna do a tree, we should do non-breakable ornaments. And then I thought about knitting, so that's what I'm going to try to do. So, and hopefully I can get through my scrap yarn as well. And then I have the yarn for a Christmas present for my sister. I have some drops Yuma in the color Almond that I'm going to knit her a Eva cardigan in. So I really need to get started on that as well, because knitting mine took me about a month, and it's not a month until Christmas. And I also want to do penny gloves or a hipster hat for my aunt. So I really need to get going on all of this project, but once I finish the April cardigan, I should be good. Also, maybe it was a stupid time of year to cast on a large selfish knit, but I just really felt like I needed the April cardigan and I needed it now, so that's what happened. But yeah, now I'm going to go back and look after my toddler and hopefully finish the Italian bind off. I think he is currently chasing after our cat, so I have to go. I would love if you stayed and knit with me throughout this week. Last night I finished my April cardigan. I'm so pleased. I'm so happy that it took me under a week. I think it ended up taking me about 5 or 6 days. I'm so happy to now have it. I'm happy I just went with my crazy cast on energy, because now I have this April in my closet that I wanted for so long. I love it in black. I've tried to get most of the dog and cat hairs off of it, but they just cling back, but I hope I did an okay job. I am really pleased with the fit of this. The fit of this is so much better than the fit of my first April cardigan. But yeah, I'm just super pleased with it, and the only thing left now is buttons, because now that it fits me a bit better, I can also imagine myself buttoning this up, whereas the other April cardigan is just too tight, so I never do it. But yeah, I am obsessed with this cardigan, and I imagine this will be one of my most worn pieces for quite some time, and it's also just a great piece to come back to again and again and again and again. So yeah, and I'm filming in my son's room, because in the winter this is really the only place where the sun really shines in the windows. The sun is only up for an hour and it only reaches this room, so here we are, because I just wanted to get a bit of light so I would be able to kind of show it. I hope that helps. But yeah, that's my April cardigan. I think the week is off to a good start, since I've already finished quite a big project, but we are getting visitors today, so I imagine both my filming time and my knitting time will be severely cut, because we are of course going to spend time with them instead of maybe knitting, and definitely instead of filming. So we'll see how I manage to juggle that, but here my April cardigan is. And we are also going to visit my parents just for a little while today, so I hope I can snag my mom's red drops baby merino so I can start knitting that December bow tonight, because I am itching to get started on it. But I think that's all for this little update. Hi, I'm back with another update and a couple of things I've finished. I'm not going to show everything I am currently working on every time we chat because I'm just working on so many things all at once, so I just can't keep carrying them up and downstairs every time I'm going to film and then back downstairs when I'm going to knit on them. So I'm just going to show what's finished. And I have finished my December bow and I'm so pleased with it. This is knit in drops baby merino that I stole from my mother, double-stranded, and I really wanted to knit this, but I was also so stressed about it because not only do you have to knit it, that's like, okay, I've done a couple of Sophie's scarves, a couple of Sophie shawls. I was fairly confident in knitting it up, but then it came time to like sew everything together and make it look like a bow, and I was quite stressed about that, but it actually turned out, if I might say so myself, I think it turned out quite perfect. I know mine is a bit shorter in this part than the pattern says. I think I knit a bit shorter because I was a bit impatient, but also part of it is I just wanted the bow part to be like really outstanding and really visible, so I wanted as much of the fabric as possible to be in the bow, so therefore this part is a bit shorter, but I think it turned out so well, and now I really want to make more for the Christmas tree, but I have a lot of other things to do, so I'm beginning to be quite stressed about Christmas tree ornaments, but fingers crossed that I'll be able to knit some ornaments as well, because this for our Christmas tree would be so lovely. I can just imagine a couple of these scattered around the tree. That would be absolutely 10 out of 10. So that's one project I've finished. Just sat up really late one evening because I started it when we were watching a movie, and then the movie ended and my fiance went to bed and I just wanted to finish, so I just sat up until I'd finished. So I'm not getting loads of sleep this like Advent Christmas season, but I guess that's just how it is. Not that I get a lot of sleep other weeks, I just knitting keeps me up most nights. But the next project, not that I am finished with, but that has like a story behind it now, is this Anker sweater, and as you might have seen, I had to rip back, and I was so like, I wouldn't say angry with myself, but like disappointed, because I had started this on a day where I barely had any knitting time. I was in a meeting and I just wanted something easy to work on, and I thought, oh my god, the Anker, I've done that like a million times, it should be easy enough. And I cast on, and then I started doing the increases for the round yoke wrong right off the bat. They were wrong, so I had to rip the whole thing back, and of course, like always, I never count, so I didn't notice before I was going to separate into the raglan, because my numbers just didn't add up, so I had to go back and look, and surprise surprise, I had done something wrong, so I had to frog that whole thing, and then I started again. Luckily this is in the smallest size and 4mm needles, so it's worked back up again pretty quickly, and I'm now past the raglan and I'm well onto the body, so it's working up super fast. I'm knitting this in Drops Lima in the color Orchid, by the way, scraps from my test knit from Copy Color when I tested her Never sweater. But it's working up super fast and it's super fun, but it's not a priority right now because this is a baby shower gift for February and I'm prioritizing Christmas things now, because Christmas is nearing every day that's going by and it's stressing me a little bit out. But yeah, I feel like I've gotten a decent amount of knitting time. It's just a bit annoying when the knitting time I get goes towards something then that's just frogged. So I think I need to be a bit better at reading patterns. That's something I'm going to work on, but that's my little update for now. Hi, it's been a while since the last catch-in. I'm sorry that the light is a bit bad. It's really late at night and I'm just up knitting in the light from our Christmas lights. I really like that this time of year, and I just didn't want to turn on any more lights because I really like just sitting in this kind of lighting, but I think that makes the lighting for video kind of bad, but I just wanted to catch in again. I have the projects I've been working on today with me, and I don't know where we'll start. Maybe we'll start with what I've finished today, because I've finished my first Christmas gift of the week today, and that is my Louisiana. This is knit in double-stranded drops here, as I've talked about, and I'm really happy that I'm done with this now and I can start to focus on a bit of other things. I ended up only using about 10 skeins, which means I have 3 left over, and I already have a plan for those, so that's great. I did worry a bit when doing the body and the sleeves, but it turned out fine, even though I added loads of length on both the sleeves and the body. But this is now done. I cast it off this afternoon. I did shorten the ribbing on the arms quite a bit, and honestly that was because when starting knitting the sleeves I used 2 new skeins of yarn, and when doing the first sleeve the yarn ran out after I've done this much ribbing, so I decided to just, instead of doing a new skein and even more ends to weave in just for a couple of centimeters, I just do the bind off because I thought the sleeves were long enough, so a couple of centimeters of ribbing wouldn't really make a difference. So that's kind of the only thing I've changed, except for the length of the body and sleeves, but that's this guy finished. And then the project I'm the most excited about right now, I'll finish this row so maybe you can see better, but I just cast on for a new Christmas gift because Christmas is getting a lot closer, and I just ordered yarn for a Christmas dress. I don't think I've talked about that either, but I've been really tempted to do a Christmas dress, and I just couldn't withstand the temptation anymore, so I have ordered the yarn, and the estimated delivery for the yarn for the Christmas dress is December 15th, so I definitely won't have a lot of time to knit that dress up, but it's going to be in drops Flora and drops Kid Silk and knit on 4mm and 6mm. So I hope I'll be able to do it by Christmas, but I'm really working towards having everything else done by the 15th so I can really focus on it. But here you can see what I've just started on. I don't know if you can see, but this is going to be the Eva Cardigan for my sister, and I've just gotten started, but I'm not super stressed about finishing this, to be completely honest. I want to get as far on it as I can, but there is going to come a point where this is not going to be a priority anymore. I have knit her 3 sweaters this year, so I think it would be fine if she got something not 100% completed for Christmas, and then I'll finish it in what's left of December or January or something. She has gotten a lot, so I'm not going to stress it. And after this I have 2 more Christmas gifts to go, but I hope I can manage to do all of that by December 15th, also Christmas ornaments. So I have quite a lot on my plate, and I haven't gotten a lot of knitting done this weekend because we had visitors, and that was really lovely, but it means I didn't get a lot of knitting time. So now I'm really trying to make up for lost time and sitting up at night again, because I didn't do that in the weekend either. So that was a bit of a daunting point, but it did cost me a bit of knitting time. but yeah, I think we can catch up again sometime with better lighting. And now I'm just going to knit on this Eva cardigan until I have to go to sleep. It's been a little while since my last update that I did in the dark, but now that I'm remembering, I've been really bad at remembering to film this week, but I hope it's turned out okay. But now that I'm remembering, I thought I'd just show where I'm at. This is the project I showed last time that I just started working on, the Eva cardigan for my sister. And I've made a decent amount of progress, I think. Everything's connected, and I'm working on the raglan here. I've started that a couple of increases ago, so now I only have to do the raglan, and then I can separate for the sleeves, and then I hope this will move a bit quicker. But I don't think this will happen in time for Christmas, but just working on it a bit here and there. And then also underneath a lot of other stuff, I have my Anker that I'm working on but not working that much on. This is just an easy project for me to have, a small stockinette in round project that I can just bring with me everywhere if I'm going somewhere I have to pack light. And so that's what I have this for just mindless knitting. And then I can share with you a bit more because a lot has happened on the yarn front since we last talked, and I can start with the yarn that I've had the longest, even though I haven't had it for long, and that's this Rauma garn Vandre. And I'm going to make my brother socks, Sunday socks, in this yarn, and I'm really excited about it because this is labeled as a sock yarn, but it's actually 100% wool. And I bought it in my local yarn shop. I think I have 4 of these, and I hope that's going to be enough. Or maybe I only have 3. I have 3 of these. And I hope that's going to be enough to make Sunday socks for my brother. And I asked the lady at my local yarn store about sock yarn, and she recommended me this, even though it's 100% wool. If you just wash it before wearing it, apparently they will be sturdy and this will act as a sock yarn. So really excited to try that out, and if this works out fine and is nice to knit with, I think this is going to be a favorite yarn of mine, because having a sock yarn in 100% wool is amazing. So this is something I'm really excited about. That's new on the yarn front. Socks for my brother. I hope to be able to cast them on tonight, just to have a little break from the Eva. And then I have something huge. I got a lot of yarn. This I had ordered before, but I got it, I can't remember exactly, but I haven't talked about it at least. I got it a couple of days ago. Me and my son went, what's it called, kicksledding to get it. And I've got some grey Drops Nepal for slippers for myself, the double tuffler by Sandnes Garn, and then the same just in navy blue for my fiance. So, and my son already has his orange ones, so we will all have slippers, and I'm really excited about that. Hopefully I'll get it done somewhere around Christmas. I think it's going to happen afterwards, but like Christmas Day or somewhere around that time, I would love to get it done. And then I've got a lot of mohair for the Violetta pullover. I have the pink yarn, I didn't have the mohair, so I've gotten the mohair. And it's in a really lovely pink shade. I've never used this shade of mohair before or knit something pink for myself, so I'm super excited. Haven't gotten around to cast on yet, but hopefully it's in the near future. And then this is a lot of yarn, and also, as you know, I bought the yarn for that Christmas dress I'm hoping to make, and that's hopefully getting here either tomorrow or the day after that, so maybe I'll even get to show you that. But I've also gotten more yarn because yesterday we went to Røros because it's just a really nice place to visit in Christmas time, and at their local yarn store, at least one of the yarn stores, the one I visited, they had 50% off on a few Sandnes Garn yarns, so I ended up getting this really lovely green one. And my delusional, me being delusional, I want to make my son a Christmas sweater. I think Bendix Kragegenser in that yarn will be amazing, and if I can't make it by Christmas, it will still be amazing for New Year's Eve or just as an everyday sweater, and it was 50% off. So I got that as well, 4 skeins, so my stash has grown unfathomable amounts just this week. It's a lot, but super excited about all of the yarn. Everything has a plan, so now I just can't wait to get started. But to get started I have to work a bit more on some of my projects, so that's what I'm going to do now. Hi! This is going to be my final update for my week of knitting. I finished filming for the week of knitting. It turned out to be a bit more than a week of knitting. Hope that was okay, but finished filming for that a couple of days ago, but my brain's just been scattered between all of my projects. But now I'm here to show you everything I finished and just do like a roundup of everything I've been working on. And I think we can start with my finished projects, and I'll try to do it in the right order, but I've just been working on a lot of different things, so I can't remember everything 100%, but I know that the first thing I finished was my April, which is incredibly hard to show on camera, but this is my April, my Black Beauty. It's so great. I've been wearing this loads. Having a black cardigan in the wardrobe is just amazing. I'm so happy that I did this, and I imagine this will be great for Christmas as well. If you're wearing something red and you can just slip on something black over. It's very casual, but it's still very classy. I'm so happy to have April in my wardrobe, and it's so well fitting compared to my other April. I'm just obsessed. I've been wearing this a lot, and that was the first thing I finished, but I have talked about that in a podcast and when I finished it and everything, so I'm not going to say a lot more about that. And then I think the next thing I finished after that was my December bow, which now has gotten a hair tie as well. So I've actually been able to use it, and I used it with my April cardigan and this really red pop of color with a black April cardigan. Chef's kiss, it's amazing. I'm so excited to keep pairing these up. Having something red like a pop of color, and I can imagine like other pops of color as well with that black cardigan. It's just amazing, and I really like that look. Also, I really like the December bow. I hope to be able to make more. I have only been able to make this, but I absolutely love this, and the time I wore it with my April cardigan, I got so many compliments. At first they were just complimented me on my bow, like how pretty the bow was, and then I was able to say I made it myself, and they were so shocked, like their jaws just dropped, couldn't believe it. So I just think it's really fun when you make a project and it gets that kind of reaction. So I really recommend knitting the December bow if you want something for December. I still think you can make one by Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So if you want one like this to have in your hair or on your tree, really recommend it. And then I'm starting to struggle a bit with what I finished next. But I think it might have been the Louisiana, maybe. This is the Louisiana, the only Christmas gift I finished this week, even though I had a goal of finishing multiple, but the week didn't go exactly how I had planned because I just made a lot of impulsive plans. But I did finish this gift, or finish. I haven't weaved in the ends. I've not been great about weaving in ends. The two previous projects I've shown I actually weaved in the ends for, but that was because I was going to wear them, so I had to. Haven't woven in the ends for this. This is in Drops Air, double-stranded. I think it's white or off-white, not quite sure. But yeah, I knit this in the size large with extra length everywhere for my friend, and very happy to have finished this. I was struggling a bit with my motivation towards the end, but then I just sat down and finished the sleeves, and now it's done, and it's so nice and soft, and with the color and everything, it's just like a cloud. So super excited to have finished it and be able to give it away by Christmas. And then I think these were the next one, and these are the only ornaments I've been able to make for our tree. Tiny sweaters. I've made one in the same red as my December bow because I ended up with scrap yarn, and then I've made one in sage green because I had scrap yarn and I thought those worked out quite nice, and I thought this one is for me and this one is for my son, and then my fiance I think wanted one in blue, and then I thought I would embroider our initials on it just for our first name, I think, and I thought that would be super cute to have on our tree, one for each of us. So if I won't be able to make any more Christmas ornaments than that, at least we'll have ornaments with our initials on the Christmas tree. And these ones were so quick to knit up. I wouldn't say I had extra time one evening because I have more plans than that. I don't really have extra time, but I felt I had the time to do this one evening each, and this took me, I think they took me between 1 and 2 hours each of them, so 1 hour-ish, 1 hour-ish, so about 2 hours for 2 or 2.5 maybe, and they are super cute, and as a knitter I'm so excited about having not only knitted ornaments on my tree but sweaters. And my fiance was quite impressed actually when he realized that it was a functional sweater. It's not knit flat, it is knit in the round with raglan. He was quite impressed by that, so that was also fun to be able to impress him a bit with my knitting and the ornaments. But then I think that's the last thing that's been finished, and then I have loads of active whips. I have my Anker sweater that I've made no progress on in a couple of days, but this will be finished quickly once I sit down with it because it worked up very fast the one day I was working on it. But this is just not a priority. I'm going to get back to it either after Christmas Eve or after New Year's. But that's just sitting around waiting for me. And then I have my Sophie scarf. Everything's a bit tangled up and a mess together now. But yeah, the same story with my Sophie scarf. It's just waiting for me to have more time, probably New Year's. But I'm really excited to get back into it, but there's just not a lot to say. My Sophie scarf, it's a lovely color. I'm keeping it with me everywhere I go, but I'm not working on it. And then, let's see, I have the Sunday socks for my brother. I don't think I've worked on these barely either since you last saw them. This also is one evening of knitting and then I just discarded them. I have a bit more than 20 centimeters. I'm aiming for 25 and then starting the heel and the foot. So I still have some hope to be able to finish this for Christmas because my brother doesn't get a lot of knits for me. So I think it would be nice to actually make it for him in time for Christmas. But we'll see. And then I have the Eva Cardigan for my sister. This also has not progressed in quite a few days, but I am, as you can see, maybe you can see it, it is starting to look a bit like a cardigan. I have done, so here is the back panel, so I did increases there, and then I picked up the shoulder, knit the shoulder, picked up stitches, and started doing arm increases, and then a while after that I started doing raglan, and I don't have that many more rounds left before I am actually separating for sleeves, but I've just not worked on it at all. And the big reason for everything not being worked on at all is of course my Christmas dress, and to be fair I have made a bit of progress on this since I finished filming for like the week of knitting. So if we're strictly counting only what was knit in that week of knitting, that didn't even turn out to be a week, I've knit a bit more now than I've done then. But this is how that's looking. I finished the first sleeve yesterday actually, and I've started working on the second, and then here is the body of it. So it's going to go like that. I'm not feeling great about it. Yesterday especially I did not feel good about it at all, but now that I've finished one sleeve and gotten quite a lot of done on the next, I'm feeling a bit better, but still I don't think it's 100% that I'm going to be able to finish it, but I'm just knitting away on that like crazy, and that's what I'm going to go back and do now. But I just wanted to catch up with you and show you everything, and I'm just going to show you one last thing before I go, and that is how many things I have not weaved in the ends for. So of course you have the projects from this week, and then I have the projects from last week of knitting, and then I just have so many. I have a lot of projects that I haven't weaved in the ends for. I think I'm at maybe 10 now, or maybe above that even, and I think some of them date back to September. So I hope that after Christmas I'll be able, some of them I have to finish before Christmas, but I hope after Christmas I'll be able to just sit down and weave in all the ends, because I really do not want to take that with me into the new year. I don't want to take with me a lot of finished and unfinished projects. I am going to have a couple of projects still on my needle when the new year starts, and I'm fine with that, but I don't want all of my finished projects that just needs the ends weaved in to follow me into the new year. But yeah, that was it for a week of knitting. I hope you enjoyed this week of me knitting and everything else we did this week. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe and remember to ring that bell. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment. Bye!